Hello, my name is William Askew, and I'm a traveling artist. Recently, I've picked up poetry, picked it back up, and I can't put it down. And at the request of some fans of mine, I am going to continue to make some videos. I've made two so far, and they were pathetic attempts. Beautiful, beautiful. It's like I'm being shot down by the sky. It's great. Um, so, the first poem that I'm actually going to read is one that I wrote a few years ago. And I wanted to create a model for myself, something that I could read like a mantra and remind me what the fuck I'm doing every day that I wake up. So, this is me. Note to self and all readers. So I wake up in cold sweats, bleeding from my mouth, choking on blood, dreaming of unbearable times in my life that people closest to me don't know about. Every time I wake up and I smile, thank my body for a new day and my mind for what's left of my insanity, I begin anew. I live a new life every day. I make a difference every day. I keep on every day. No heavy complaints. I strive. I am William Watt Askew Jr. Not by choice, not by chance. Fuck you and your humanity. Like, that piece for me it explains me entirely. I mean, I don't do anything because people want me to. I do it because I want to. I want to help people. I want to help individuals. I want to see the best come from everyone because in the end, that means I don't have to do it. And let's be real. Any opportunity I can take to be lazy, if it involves me helping the rest of the world so I don't have to clean up its mess, I'm with it. I'm with it 100%. But I'm a lazy bastard. Just wasn't raised that way, but it's the way I choose to be. The second piece is also really important to me because I was left in a loop for a really long time. This repetition of moving around and never learning stability, never learning structure, what it really means to have meaning. You know, there was no one ever around who could sit down and talk to me about growing and what it truly means to transition from one state to the next. Instead, I sporadically was forced to be an adult at points where I should have had no say in decisions that I was making, and it really threw me for a loop socially, mentally, and artistically. It left me believing that society was so much mightier than it actually is, and that individuals are smarter than they actually are. Not to say that they're not smart, but they're definitely not where they should be. Take me to pasture. Slay me later. Unsufferable weight of strange fruits keep me bound in a formless strait. Struggle as I might, I can no longer reanimate my soul. Instead, I've turned to the ways of a lecherous old monk, full of understanding and discipline, but unable to muster either in my most valued time of need. Stretched like a skin or a hide, and prepped to be made into a tool of another. I, unlike the butchered cow, still have a choice. Too docile the cow is, too broken in spirit I am. That leads me to the last piece, in which I'm going to recite for the night. I mean, more often than not, when I travel to a new area and I meet new people, everyone has an entire life behind them, an entire life in front of them, and they know exactly where they are because, they're form fit. Like, they haven't broken out of a routine in such a long time that it allows them to acknowledge that that's their way of life. That's their standard. That's their standard of living, which is a very important thing to have. Otherwise, you end up with like a permanent culture shock, and for me, I'm numb to the idea of new things. Like it just doesn't faze me. There's very few things that are repetitious, consistent throughout like every social structure, every culture, every form of life, really. And those are the things in which I abide by, which is the extreme necessities, not the wants, not the needs, but like the necessities, the survival mentality. This leads me to the last poem. The Untitled Book of Niggas. The name in itself is controversial, but that's about it. Quite frankly, I find words to be relative in value. And when you accept the reality that there are only few things that are consistent throughout existence, and that humans are ultimately in this never-ending quest to want to make something real that isn't real, it leaves one the ability to take that information and ponder and go into a different direction, which allowed me to flourish my philosophies in a way that I didn't think was possible. So, the Untitled Book of Niggas. Chapter 1. Nigga Logic 101. The relative mind of the nigga. So I figured brand new is different from the word new only through the word brand. A class of goods identified by name as the product of a single firm or manufacturer. Then I started to think of how I could personify this to give it more oomph. So now, when I think of the word new, I think a virgin. I think innovative, unrefined, too close to the purest of fashion. And when I think of the word brand new, I think of a girl so reputable with the ways of men that her name echoes through the shadows of societal politics, only to make me feel like I've made a hasty decision caught up in the hype of a sales pitch, a secondhand idea, or the last pick of what was once great, or late to the game as they cheer on the name of the pitcher but gawk at the person who is the receiver. I bet my whole life fortune on this brand new game. The game in which I'm referring to in this poem is, it's obviously dating. And this whole newfound, let's throw dignity and social structure out the window when no one's really acknowledging what the purpose of these things were originally. And I'm a big history buff. I'm really big on philosophy as well, and cultural development is like the most beautiful thing in the world because it allows us to separate and then unite in really strange fashions, and a lot of the concepts aren't of like societal structure and with the purpose of maintaining these particular senses of dignity. Um, what they're for, it's been completely ousted in terms of education. It's all just been like, here's the blunt summary of what we know. Do something with it, children. Like, how do you do that? I don't get it. Like, there's no pathway set. And I guess growing up, the way that I was able to get into these ideas was, surprisingly enough, through Japanese culture. Like, their structure is so tightly knit that even in their storytelling, like mainly it's through myths, but through their storytelling, even their animes, their mangas. I'm a huge fanboy, by the way, like otaku out the ass. Um, they create a sense of society, like a sense of placement for everyone. Everyone has a purpose, and that purpose is either exemplified or iconically put. Like, take for example, typical example, Dragon Ball Z, Goku, the guy who can't die. Like, he's just the most. Even in death, this nigga's still alive. Like, I can't even fathom what the fuck. He's like the strongest person in existence for the sake of growth, for the sake of character development. Now, give or take, Toriyama didn't want to do Dragon Ball Z. Completely acknowledge it. Dragon Ball was an amazing piece of work, and Goku is a character unrivaled even to date. No Naruto, no Ichigo, no Luffy. And I love Luffy. Like, he's an amazing character. Could rival that sort of showmanship, that sort of humility. He was like, there'd be one person that could rival that. Vash the Stampede, the humanoid typhoon, but only in the sense that, like, he's Jesus incarnate. He's Japanese Jesus, and it's the idea of revamping an old story to pass down to the youth in order to create a sense of purpose. We don't have that anymore. Instead, we have really terrible celebrities and icons that they're in it for the money because their asses are under fire, like everyone else, and they just don't know what to do. And even the education system kind of teaches us to, like, even when I was younger, the education system teaches us to obey the idea of repetition. Do what you see. Act how you see. Be how you see, how you hear, how you're taught. It's a disgusting concept, but yeah, that's gonna change pretty soon. That's gonna change pretty soon. One of you gonna make it happen. One of you. I'm rooting. I'm rooting so hard for you. Good luck, guys. But thank you for taking the chance to check this video out. Honestly, I only did it because today's my birthday, and I felt like I should stop dawdling around. I'm 25 now. It's September 2nd, 2013. I'm getting old. I don't have too much time left. But thank you. Yeah, look forward to performing for you guys again, I guess. Peace.